let's face it, this is not the worst thing you've caught me doing.
So this should be a fun episode. Typically, we only have one guest on, but this time we're super lucky. We've actually got three. We've got Martin from the original episode. We've got Brent from the Lost episode, which will be coming out after this one. And we have Karen,
We have a Karen.
the original Karen, the OG.
Oh boy! Yeah, thanks for having us. This will be fun. I can't
I'm
wait.
thrilled.
Well, cheers to everybody.
Cheers.
And we
Cheers.
just had a good steak.
Well,
Well, you didn't.
I wasn't
The
invited.
man folk did.
It's 1952 all
Yeah,
over again.
man folk. Well, the women who were at home doing laundry.
So, after that, Foo Fighters. Big fan.
Yeah, I see your shirt. That's great.
Yeah. Made it myself. All revenues went to me.
Oh, very good. Very good. No,
Why
I
don't they
love
come
the
to
fizz.
Toronto? Why don't they come to Toronto? Why are they staying away?
They were in Ottawa last year.
They were. We were there.
Yeah, I know.
They're playing Villa Park.
I
in
was going to
July.
go and I backed out last minute.
They were in Manchester just the other night.
They're playing Villa Park. As in
When's that?
Aston Villa. July something.
That sounds like a good road
Yeah,
trip.
let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Would be.
Could you get it-
I saw
could you-
Springsteen at
No, we're talking
Villa
about
Park.
the Foos, not Springsteen.
yeah, but at Villa Park, same venue.
Oh, okay.
Can you get us
Same thing.
tickets there, Villa fan?
No,
No, no Paul.
no Paul.
Oh, I got nothing.
So I don't know when they'll be back to Toronto.
I would like to go see them with,
Well, you could
you know.
you could do a good Dave concert for a change.
Is there such a thing?
Yeah. Dave
What was
Grohl.
it,
A good Dave
Yeah,
concert?
sure.
What was that bar in Toronto that we saw that it showed tickets of the Foo Fighters playing there in '98? What was the name of that spot? We went and saw Cam Cole.
That was the Horseshoe Tavern.
That's it. That's the one that you said that Rolling Stones plays.
No, they did. It's a-
secretly play there every year.
No, that I embellished a little bit. They have played the Horseshoe.
An Englishman embellished
They
just
might
a
have-
little, just a little
Easy.
bit.
Just a little bit.
Easy.
Easy.
Fuck off.
Oh.
Told you about your Dick Van Dyke impression. I don't
I
sound
know.
like that.
It's well, maybe a little.
Well, the Foos put on an amazing concert. They're
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Why wouldn't they? They've got the world's largest kid.
What?
Dave Grohl.
He's been through a lot though
Well,
lately.
I don't know about lately, but I know a podcast that I listened to a long time ago. This girl met him and basically described him as a 12-year-old in a 40-year-old's body. Never in a bad mood. Everything's just great. He has such a great outlook on life. So
Looks
Oh,
like
it's
he always volunteers his time and stuff too. I've seen him
yeah.
Oh, the
kitchen
barbecues.
and barbecues and all
yeah.
that sort of stuff. It's good stuff. I mean,
Well, I know
He's
that
somebody you can get behind.
so that girl that was talking about him, she actually swapped mixtapes with him, and no, there was no Foo
Swap
Fighters or Nirvana on his tape. But anyways, he asked about some girl that was on hers, and she said, "Oh, that's one of my friends." And he said, "Well, I think he said, give my email to her or whatever." So then they got in contact, and he actually, I think he produced her song or album,
Who's her?
whatever this girl's name is.
Oh,
That's
Oh.
a weird name for a band.
But he went ahead and did the drums for the recording and everything. So just imagine having that on your first album. Dave Grohl's doing the drums for your thing, plus doing all the audio and everything for you, like producing
Yeah.
it. So
Have you read any of his books?
no, I don't read.
Well, he has an audio tape.
Just waiting for the movie.
Yeah,
His
it's
book-
bad. I did watch the
audiobook.
movie actually.
is there an audiobook?
There is an audiobook, and he narrates it, and it's right before Taylor died. And his mom wrote a book. It's amazing. I forget what it's called. Something from the Cradle. I forget the name of it, but she interviews a ton of moms of singers, famous singers, and what the moms and the dads went through and their sacrifices that they made for their kids. And then they made a documentary about it. It is so good. And then woven in the book are her thoughts of of Kurt Cobain's mom.
Hmm.
So it's a
Ooh, boy,
really
that's
good book
going
and
way
a
back.
really good documentary. But I think she passed. I think she passed. That's a rumor anyway. And I know the last concert we were at in Ottawa, he dedicated a song to her, and Violet, his daughter, sang with them. So that's kind of cool. That
How many times
has
have you
her.
seen them?
I do believe 9
9.
times we've seen the Foos.
So what's your favorite concert or moment? Or you know what? Let me ask a question. What's your favorite poster?
Oh, here we go. Brent's all about the posters. He's got 1,000 of them.
God. My
Is it-
favorite poster is the one from Detroit.
Which one's that?
What
Is
do you
that
say,
the-
Detroit? You say Detroit or Detroit?
Detroit.
Who says
Detroit.
Detroit?
It's the accent of where I
What
grew
is it?
up.
You say Detroit.
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 Yeah.
He
Where
says
is that?
Detroit.
Yeah,
Detroit.
yeah. It's the one beside our fireplace. It's the long
Oh,
one.
that is. I love that one. Yeah. I almost took that
yeah.
one on you.
Oh.
Moving on.
I
Just
also
to let
like
you know, I
the.
was over at your house and I almost stole
Stealing
something.
those and
I also
robbing
like
you.
the one from Chicago with the shark. I think that's the Chicago one. I can't remember. Maybe not. Maybe
one's
not. We
okay.
have so many.
That one's okay.
We have so many.
That one's okay.
But Chicago was a fun at Wrigley Field. That was a good concert. Well, we went 2 nights in Wrigley Field. We left the kids alone in the hotel because that's what you do when you're a
Kids
parent.
will be fine. That's what
No,
they're
they're
fine.
fine.
Fend for
They
themselves.
were
Exactly how they learn.
fine. They were fine.
So you're an honorary member of our circle here.
I know.
And
We are
we've-
honored.
When did we honor her?
I don't know. Well, we've coined the
Did we?
phrase.
Is that official?
Well,
Uh,
do you know what it means
yeah.
when? Did you have a Karen? Did you take a Karen? Do you know what that means? Here in
Did
our
I
circle?
take a Karen?
Yeah.
Oh, you went there.
Yeah.
You went
Well,
there.
I didn't think we were going
Wow.
down that route.
There's an expression on the circle
Yeah.
called having a Karen.
So far, the only one that's actually had
Is you.
taken a Karen. No, not
It
just
was.
you and Kieran.
On Kieran.
Kieran in my house.
Kieran and the Karen.
Yeah. There's lots of Febreze.
She doesn't know. You're gonna have
I've
to. You
lost
have
the
to fill in.
thread. I've lost the
You
thread.
may have dropped something off while we had a fire
Take
in
a
the
shit in
backyard.
somebody else's
Sorry.
house.
Was that here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did I plug the toilet?
Yeah.
Oh,
Water was everywhere.
And Febreze was coming out, following you out the door.
there you go. At least
So
I
we
found
call
the
that taking it,
Febreze.
having a Karen. So we have her in our house now.
Taking
Karen's
a
on the
Karen
main floor.
in the circle.
Well, I can do that at every one of your houses.
Karen did it at my house.
Well, there you go.
We should get a T-shirt made.
There's no
Karen
shadding.
took a dump at my house.
There's no shadding on the main floor.
Because a lot of people can't do that
that
unless they're
mood
very
lighting?
comfortable.
Well, obviously you're
So
comfortable.
I'm very comfortable
You're
everywhere I
obviously
go.
very comfortable.
everywhere
Very,
I go.
very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
And that's good. We
Well,
create an atmosphere that
yeah.
says, take a dump in our house.
Yes. Well, you gotta go. You gotta go.
You gotta go.
Better out than in.
She's a real prize.
I am a catch. A catch and a half.
So, other than the Foo Fighters, the most appearances at a concert.
Certainly
Other
not
than
Dave
the
band
Matthews.
voice.
Certainly not Dave Matthews.
It's definitely not. I will apologize. I made. We were just randomly talking in Brent's episode. It was one of those things where I just said, "Yeah, you and Karen, Dave Matthews," and then it was, even Brent didn't catch on to it until it was too late. And then I was like, "Oh, we'll just keep rolling."
What about fringe bands? What about fringe bands? Forget about the mainstream. What about fringe? Somebody
My
up and
very
coming.
first concert was Honeymoon Suite.
Ooh, no, you're dating
They're still
yourself.
around.
I know.
They're still
I
going.
know.
Hairband.
I know.
Would they know who you are?
So ZZ Top.
Actually, Honeymoon Suite just played in Niagara this year because they played with Flock of Seagulls,
Oh,
who
wow.
I wanted to go and see,
That would have been cool.
but I just didn't
That
want to
would've
see
been
Honeymoon
cool.
Suite. It was Flock of Seagulls, Men Without Hats, and The Spoons.
Men without hats.
Maybe you could have just
They're
split a
from
ticket
here.
with Karen. She could have seen your.
You could,
hers,
I did
you could have
swap
seen
you, and
yours.
you could have gone for the,
The
Honeymoon
Spoons are
Suite. I
from
think
here.
they're from Burlington.
One of the Spoons is from here. They played at Northwestern High
They
School
did.
reunion one time
They did.
when it was still called Northwestern.
That was about 1983.
Other
Men
than
without
that,
hats.
Men Without Hats.
Pop goes the world or something
Yep,
like that.
yep.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Safety
the one that
Dance.
comes to my
Safety
mind.
Dance, I think, is probably the most popular one or most known.
Look at your knowledge.
He knows a thing or two.
Well, he's a brand.
Part English.
So
They know
okay, so
everything.
that,
A
that's
brunch.
not really fringe. Honeymoon Suite's not really fringe.
Okay.
Like, what's something? What about contemporary stuff? No.
No.
When you go to a concert, where
Oh,
do you?
sorry, I was at Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay, that's
Was
a,
it
that's a
Rage
good
Against
one.
the
A good call.
Machine?
Yeah.
I went to Current Swell
There,
a
now
couple
that's a band.
thousand times. Our friend Brent Powers introduced us to Current Swell, and it was
You
great.
get very drunk at Current Swell concerts.
I can.
No, you do.
And then I got COVID.
What do you mean current swell concerts? I thought they were just all of them.
Concerts? No. Current Swell, you got very drunk.
Oh.
But you weren't the one puking.
I
on the way
didn't
home.
throw up, and my
that's
pants
right.
stayed on
The guy
when I
next-
got out of the car.
The guy next to you.
Yeah.
Brent
Well, that's
Powers.
good. That your
Brent
pants stayed
Powers.
on. That's good.
Yeah,
It's a low bar.
it's a very long
Although
time.
you're
And then I got
not-
COVID. I was sick for
Well,
a
your
week.
your band, Scott has put your picture up at future concerts. He doesn't
Yeah,
mind.
I'm banned.
He just
I'm
says-
a bit of a stalker.
Please leave the OGO.
Yeah, you were a bit of a stalker. That's
Yeah.
a good word. Yeah.
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 Well,
you look really
no,
creepy
I
when
don't
you
want
were
to.
there
I
at
don't want to
concerts.
minimize how serious that experience is. To
What, being
actually,
stalked?
yeah, because that can be quite harrowing and dangerous. But I'm a bit of a super fan. Let's put it that way.
That's
Bit of
another
a
word
super
for
fan.
it.
Yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
bit
you
of
are
a
a super
super
fan.
fan.
Where do you draw the line between stalking and superfan?
Taking a dump in their main floor bathroom. That's where the.
Well, I did
drop
though at
off.
the last Current Swell concert. I think. Do you remember I was tooting away
I
at the
don't
front
know.
of the stage?
No, I
I
don't.
don't
yeah,
think
you were
anybody did
drunk.
that.
You were drunk.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's because of the Mill Street Organic. Yeah.
That's what does it.
That's what does it.
It's the organic part.
That
It
and
just
salt and
gets you
vinegar
every time.
chips. I can't help it. Anyway, thanks for that
Yeah.
agenda item. Can we move on to the next?
Sure. What would you like to talk about
So
now?
actually, I got a question.
Oh.
So where does Karen come from? We all know.
Okay, well, I was thinking about that because I wondered if that would come up.
You wondered if it would come up.
Yeah.
Like,
You are the OG. As far as I'm concerned, it all started with you.
Are you talking about where is she from, or where's the name Karen come
like
from?
Did it start with a random complaint to management?
Well, yes.
Like, how many times have you been to a restaurant and complained to management?
Me?
Like, percentage-wise?
Me?
Yeah.
Management or just like the server?
Anybody.
Well, I was thinking about that today. So there was a thing online. I don't know if it was on it probably was on Facebook, where it's like, are there any young kids named Karen, or are they just 32 years old, 2 kids, and want to talk to your manager? And then all my friends were like,
32.
hey, well, that was a while ago. Hey, I've been with you when you wanted to talk to the manager. And then that hurricane, you know how they name hurricanes after people's
Yeah.
names? And there was a Hurricane Karen.
That
And
must have been
then
pretty destructive.
she was. That bitch came through and wiped shit out. But you know how on the radar where they have like the winds and the airstream or whatever, and then they had these what they called Karen haircuts were coming through. It was really like Kate Gosling haircuts, which I've never had one of those here. I've had short, blunt
The bob.
bobs before.
Is it a bob?
Remember? Yeah.
Showing
So
your
then
age, yeah.
that was the big joke. And then I think it just went on from
think so?
there. Yeah. And then it just kind of got if you were complaining about things or.
Overly vocal.
And then and I don't mind that.
Was
I'm
the common
okay
thread
with
just
that.
named Karen? Like that had to been.
No, I think you're right. There was probably a stereotypical
There had to been
person.
some sort of.
Like I think, like you said, with the bob haircut, overly,
But then
vocal in a restaurant.
I would say that I'm vocal and I can get money back from a store quite quickly. But I think
Based
that
off your name?
well, that personality kind of
I've never
matches.
been able to. I've just been so uncomfortable doing that. Going back to even with the receipts, I'm like, sorry.
Yeah.
Can I
See,
return
Karens
this?
don't feel that.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't.
That's because you have no souls.
Well, I don't like that whole, especially from the States where they're racist and that kind of thing. I'm not racist at
What's
all.
that got to do with taking something back to Canadian Tire?
But that is how the Karen
Is there Canadian
meme
Tire
or
in
the
the States?
Karen kind of philosophy,
know.
the stereotype is
So what's
Karen challenges you if she thinks you shouldn't be at this particular apartment complex.
so? How does
or-
Karen react when Karen gets challenged on Karen issues?
Well, I'm not a racist.
Well, I wasn't suggesting that. We didn't even go down that path.
No, I'm
Just
just
saying, if I'm a waiter and I say, "No, ma'am, that hair's not in your soup," what are you gonna say?
Can I speak to you, man?
How do you know it's not your hair, madam?
Yeah, like
But
Prove
I've
it's
never
not.
had that experience. Actually, I was thinking about all the times that I have asked to talk to a manager, And it's usually to give credit to a staff who's gone above and beyond. No, it's true.
So
It's
okay, when
true.
you complain,
I don't complain.
what does
Why
your
you
husband do? What does he do? Does he sort of curl up in a ball and say,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, here we go again"?
I don't.
Or-
I don't think I ever complain. When I
When can we have our husband on the podcast? Is he going to be next week? Maybe.
I think we'd have
I feel like he's not that far away
Yeah,
from an
I
We'd
episode.
feel
have to
like-
get inside the head, like
Yeah,
what
we
it's
gotta
like
we gotta
living
really
with
explore
Karen.
this. Explore this.
Life with
I
Karen.
will if I'm on the phone
Oh,
with like
life with
with like an internet provider or a phone
be like a
provider. I will
mini-series.
ask to speak to the people who can actually do something for me, like reduce my bill or take a service off. I will ask in those scenarios to complain, but not about the person I'm on the phone with. Just about the service or wanting the bill reduced or something. But I have more often than not asked to speak to the manager to commend a staff for their patience
having a
or
hard time
their
believing that.
ability.
I think I've only ever been to dinner with you once, and
I didn't complain.
yeah, I think you did.
I
So I
asked
had,
for
a,
a
I, had a,
toothpick.
I had a scenario for you.
We
So-
were in London. I asked for a toothpick.
Is that
And
what it was?
Yeah, and
That's
she
not
came over and
complaining.
she handed me a toothpick. But I did it in private. You might have thought I was complaining, but I wasn't complaining. I asked for a toothpick.
Did you pick your teeth right at the table?
No, she didn't have a toothpick. She gave me a coffee stir, so I had to do it secretly on the side.
Did you get right back in the molars?
It was right over here. It
I've
tasted
got
good
a,
later.
I've got a gap in mine that just looks like a food trap. It's like, So a lot of these Karen videos now on Facebook, which is old people's social, is somebody parking outside your house. I think I said to you the other day, somebody parked outside your house right in front of your lawn. How long would you give it before you went out and asked them what they were doing?
Sorry, before you answer that, I'm gonna need you to enunciate better, because
Enunciate?
yeah, well, just some of our listeners have said that they have a hard time understanding you.
Oh, they better.
Who was that? Which
maybe,
one
may-
was that?
Maybe they clear their ears out.
The one from Belgium who accidentally hit on the podcast.
We do have a Colombian listener who struggles to understand his accent.
Because he's Colombian.
Well, I would say to said listener to clean your ears out a bit because I enunciate.
Well, just don't. No, you were mumbled there a little
Did
bit.
I
He
mumble?
did.
So-
I didn't understand half what you
Okay,
said.
we've-
though.
Okay,
Go back to the question.
What's the
That's the
question?
beauty of editing. All
What's
right.
the question?
and
Oh, we're not editing
go.
any of this.
What's the question?
So my scenario was somebody's parked outside your lawn,
There-
outside your house,
Perfect.
outside your house.
Are they blocking my driveway?
No,
Okay.
they're just sitting outside your house in front of your grass. They're not blocking your driveway. How long before you go out and say, "What are you doing here"?
I'd say
Was that enunciated enough for you?
I would say that's more of a dude thing than it is.
No, I
Is
will
it
not.
really?
do it. If
I
they're
think
blocking
It
my
irritates
driveway,
the hell out of
I
me
gotta
when
get
somebody
out.
sits
Because I know when somebody parks in front of my house, I'm at the front
It
window
irritates me
thinking,
when people park in front of your house.
yeah, I'm thinking, why are you in front of my fucking
Yeah.
house?
Yeah,
I
but
don't know
your,
you move your
your
car.
houses are different because
Well,
you're
not
in a
really.
circle. So you either are supposed to be in the circle or not. I'm on a street where we
Why are you
get.
parking in front of my house?
Well,
Park in
maybe
front of his house.
It's not even just about parking. I'm irritated when
And if
anybody
you really
even
want to
drives on the
irritate,
street.
if you really want to irritate, just park on the circle.
is your middle
Yeah.
name
If you're not
Karen?
from here,
Is your middle
we
name
get it.
Karen?
But she's not a remember.
It's-
She can.
it's Ken.
She's allowed.
Ken.
She's allowed.
Is that
Yeah.
the male version, Ken?
No, I was just going to
That's-
bring that
I
up.
don't think
I was
so.
Or
gonna
is it
say-
Kevin?
No, I
No.
think it's a Chris.
I think it's Martin actually. If
Oh.
Martin, if
That's
you've
not right.
okay, listen. If you've heard of
A
Martin's
chat,
story,
no, not a
ask Martin
chat.
about his running, coming up against a runner on the street,
What?
and ask him about.
Oh yeah, no, that's
asking
not
what
for
he did.
that's not for these
Well,
listeners.
Yeah, see,
I mean, but
I
that-
think
that
Karen's
is a
are-
total
I
Martin
think
thing.
Karen's
I had a
putting
total
bad rap. I
meltdown.
think it's a
I'm
Martin.
glad nobody was filming that one. I'd probably be jailed.
Well, that's
Yeah.
a Karen.
No.
No, not really. This was different. And if anybody
never
in
been-
Stratford's come up against this jogger, and even if he's listening, I really don't care. But he's an irritating little prick, and he pads around Stratford and he runs on the road. See, I'm getting into it now. You've wound me up. It's not even my podcast.
It's our
I thought we were
podcast.
talking about the Foo Fighters.
There you go.
Yeah,
Well-
we talked about that. We did that to
Oh, we
death.
did that? Okay.
We did that.
Anyway, so we went on to the Karen, and I don't like how it references racist people because that's.
I've
that's
never
just
heard
not-
where do you
that.
keep
I don't
going
know.
there?
I've never heard this.
No, I don't
but
associate
We
it with
must
that.
be on different. We
No.
must have different
Yeah,
TikTok
I know.
I've
feeds
never.
then.
Who's on TikTok? Like that's for
Well-
like 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
No, they're
TikTok
on
is-
Discord.
Yeah, on
now.
Snapchat as well.
It's the TikTok.
Oh, the TikTok.
The TikTok.
Like the Yahoo.
my God.
Like the
No,
Google.
it
The
is.
Facebook.
It
the
is. They're
Facebook.
Karens in the wild, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
Do you actually? Are you on TikTok? You're too old for TikTok.
I am too old for TikTok.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you should be doing
No,
that.
no, the kids are off TikTok because us old people are on TikTok now.
well, they left
We're
Facebook.
not allowed to have it on our phones.
They're
at work.
on, well, yeah.
They left Facebook. I mean, I had TikTok once, and it was like hours of
You were
just.
obsessed.
It was brutal.
That was COVID
and
times.
then I deleted it, and it's like forget it.
You made-
How many TikToks did
I'm
we do
sorry,
in COVID?
you guys
We did a few.
made TikTok.
Well,
Yeah, we did.
So
I think I-
never
it was COVID.
made-
Come
I think
on,
my
to be
video
fair.
Well,
from
true enough. Anything went during
well, the
that
video I
time.
did 3 years ago probably has about 12 likes now. So
Yeah, 4 a year.
That many.
yeah, exactly. It's not doing too bad. Not doing too bad.
I still like
And I told your
Twitter.
mum and dad.
They just
still
keep
like
watching it
Yeah,
over and
Mom and
over.
Dad are
It's
like-
actually only 2 people.
True.
That
That's
wasn't.
true.
You remember the one we did during COVID? It was the me, you, and Emma. We had to do something and
Jump
climb
over each other. Yeah,
Oh,
it was-
man.
Yeah, I remember
Are you
that.
sure there was a TikTok?
Yeah.
It was a bit GH, but
Okay,
whatever.
okay.
So
The things you do.
Yeah, the things you do. You
But
know
with
what?
COVID was good times.
Ugh.
I don't. It was not the best of times, but we made a hell of a time of it here. I tell you
Oh.
what. Some of the things we look back on, the videos we've got, the photos, and the memories,
things we
and it
were
just happened to
into.
coincide with what's that vodka thing called?
Pink Whitney.
Pink Whitney.
Yes, I
Evil.
The advent of
So
Pink
good
Whitney.
and
I
evil.
think they knew what they were doing during COVID.
I
think
think
they're
I have
very clever.
still 5 unfinished projects I started during COVID.
Oh, they're going to
Well,
say
oh,
you still have
let's-
5 bottles of Pink Whitney.
No,
Unfinished.
oh no.
let's talk
Unfinished.
about that. What project didn't you finish that you will never finish?
Rug hooking, paint by numbers.
What,
What
90?
cooking? What cooking?
Rug hooking,
Can you enunciate better?
rug hooking.
Rug
Oh,
hooking.
hooking.
That,
I thought you were saying cooking.
That's like
rug
Yeah.
hooking.
Yeah, that
that's-
and paint by numbers.
How hard is that? You just got to
And-
float.
so we went from
I
age
know,
90
right?
to age 5.
And then also, oh, what was that? It had a wheel, and then you had to do this
Oh my god! Did you go back to like
That's-
medieval times?
That's called a loom.
loom.
Holy
Yes.
crap! What else?
And then I tried to
I don't
teach
even know
myself
what
to
that is.
crochet, and then I
Wow.
tried to.
Did you try talking to your husband?
Why would I do that?
Oh.
This was for fun.
I
This
mean,
was for fun.
That's for fun. Rug hooking.
Yes.
That's what this episode should be called. Rug hooking.
Rug hooking.
Say that 10 times fast.
it means so many
Rug
other things.
hooking. A
I
Karen
tried.
story.
A Karen story. I did like puzzles for 5-year-olds. I did that.
Like you did it for them? Like they're sitting there and you're like, hey, don't
I'll
worry
do
about it.
I'll
I
do
got
that.
this.
I got it.
There's 10,
I'll do
10
that for
pieces
you.
about the size of it.
Kid's like, dude, I already did this.
It doesn't matter. We're doing it again. We have 12 hours to fill.
So tell us about when you broke your ankle. 'Cause we don't hear about that. Near enough.
happened?
Martin, I broke my leg.
Oh,
It's part of your ankle's
See,
part
I've
of
told
your leg,
this
isn't it?
story 25 times and you haven't listened once. Okay?
Yeah, I
broke
kind
my
of
leg.
I drift off.
You drift off. I broke my leg in Scotland.
Was it Edinburgh? Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Did you do it in Edinburgh? Mm-hmm. Did you? Mm-hmm. So
Actually, Martin, I have a question for you. Why is it every time an English person has to do a North American accent?
you asked me this last time.
I know, but I
I don't know,
I
but
still don't understand because every single English person I've ever heard them do a North American accent, you sound like you're from Kentucky.
I was doing my Edinburgh accent. Edinburgh.
Really? That was your horrible
Edinburgh.
Scottish accent?
Yeah.
You sound like you're from Alabama.
Why were you in Edinburgh at the time?
Why
Well,
were you there?
Our daughter was living there at the time. She
Oh, she
did
was?
an exchange with her university. She lived there for about 6 months. And we went to visit her. And it was
Scotland
beautiful.
or Scotland and England? Did
She
you do it
was
all?
in Scotland, and then we decided to ruin our trip to Scotland by staying a few days in
You
England.
Oh, wow.
That's what the driver who picked us up at the airport said. But it would have been a great trip to England had I not broken my leg
Tibia or
in
fibia?
Scotland. This one here.
Which is,
Which is
I
what?
don't know.
I believe that's
lower-
your tibia.
Tibia.
Yes.
That's
And
right.
were you in an air cast for the whole trip?
Or wheelchair.
I bet you were miserable as sin, weren't you? Were you?
Karen 2.0.
I
Wow. Double 2.0.
was great. The rest of my family, assholes.
Yeah.
Can I say
How can
assholes?
you say that?
Yeah, I think you
How
say
can I
whatever
say
you
that?
want.
They left
We'll
me
allow- we'll allow
alone
it.
in the middle of an
We'll allow
art
it.
gallery in the wheelchair.
Well, hey.
So they had to push you around.
They
No
did.
wonder they were upset.
there would have been laughs.
You spoiled
upon
their
laughs.
vacation.
And so what they did was the kids would say, "Oh, did you see that?" knowing it wasn't anything. And I'd be like, where?
Take me back, wheel me back.
Yes, exactly. And then Shannon tried to wheel me into the art gallery, and it hit Brent, so he was mad. She got mad.
It's
Braden
not
was
very,
embarrassed.
it's
He
not
left.
very
I'm in the middle
wheelchair
of an art
accessible,
gallery.
is it, in Edinburgh? It's not
I think
very like
Edinburgh-
compared
England-
to what we have here, like the wheelchair accessibility.
I need
Over
to
there.
say,
You're gonna counter me. You contradict me. You're gonna contradict
well,
me.
maybe not wheelchair accessible, but the transportation was, well, it's incredible anyway over there, but they were so accommodating. They had me go to special
That's good.
entrances. They had, when we went to the football game there, they took me up the VIP elevator.
What football games
Yeah.
you go to?
Who'd you see?
We saw Man U.
Well,
I don't
Nice,
know who they
nice.
played, but no, it was great. I would say the accommodation over there.
Oh, that's
was
because your husband likes
tremendous.
Manchester United, doesn't he?
Hmm?
Your husband likes Manchester
does.
United.
Smart man.
He does. He loves them.
oh, we'll
And
have
I
get
need
onto
to
this.
say, I am more of a fan since going to a live game than ever watching it on.
Of that
Have you watched the
particular
game since?
team?
No, of any football.
Of the game, it's well. I think you appreciate anything if you do it in real,
It
like
was
in
so
person.
much fun. It was incredible. Yeah, I don't think the TV.
You should have been
does
to
it justice.
Philadelphia. Your husband came to Philly with us. He learned some
He
new
did. I
words.
wasn't invited, Martin.
It was because it was a guys' trip.
Well, then don't say I should have
Good
come
reason.
because I
Yeah.
wasn't.
Well, I
invited.
didn't really mean that.
Oh well,
So
then
you
say
should-
what you
Like,
mean.
he's just asking, like, just
It's a
wanted to
turn
be
of
nice.
phrase.
Oh.
Just wanted to be nice.
Oh.
You should have
We
been
had a
there.
fantastic
We didn't
time
want
there,
you
though.
there, but you should. You
Yeah.
know,
You should have come.
should have been
come.
there.
You weren't
Should've come.
invited, but.
But I think your husband learned a lot of
But
new
hey, maybe
words.
next time.
Oh,
To not- the chance.
To not
maybe
come.
not.
But she would have just broken her leg and
Yeah,
Yeah, and spoilt it for
It would
everybody.
have been a terrible trip.
Spoil it for everybody.
Yeah.
Spoiling people's holidays since
2018. Yeah. Look at mom. She looks like a turtle. When I fell and heard it snap, that's what my
Wow.
son said. Look at mom. She looks like a turtle.
As you snapped your tibia.
Yes.
As you're lying there, yeah.
My leg?
Tibia, yes.
My ankle, my leg.
Yeah, you're close.
No, I need to say they were in Europe. They are amazing with the transportation, the accommodation, the stuff like the cast, the crutches, the CD of my
super
broken
small
leg.
CD. CD of what?
They gave me a CD of my X-ray.
Somebody filmed you falling out.
This is 2008.
Was it a D?
Yes.
Was it a
It was a
DVD?
DVD.
Somebody was filming you as you
Yes,
turtling on the ground with a broken tibia.
like a turtle. Yeah. No, the doctors were impressed.
Did they give you
were
an 8-track too?
thrilled.
Impressed with what?
The quality of care.
Have you break? Huh?
No, the quality
you
of
fell?
care.
With
and
how slow you went down. Oh no!
Ah, my
That's
tibia!
Another one goes down. Well, there's another Karen.
You got that on film, right?
Did you sue?
CD. Sue what?
I don't know. I don't know what was the reason. We haven't gone into
The
that. We
restaurant
haven't
for
delved.
over serving me. The many pubs I was at. The
So you were intoxicated.
well, I was
So
at a
it
few
was the
pubs.
pub's fault.
Alcohol had been
It
consumed.
was the pubs, and it was the uneven.
Oh, the
So you should
cobbled
sue the
streets.
city.
Oh yeah, those things are
Not
way off.
suing.
They're not
Everyone
very
was
level.
nice. Everyone was nice. Hello, can I help you?
I think we're ready for.
First break. First
This is-
into.
this
is
is,
this where we have a sponsorship?
Where is our? Who's our sponsor?
I can't believe I'm trying to compliment your
Brought to you
country
by
and you won't let me.
artists.
They were amazing.
Well, you said Scotland.
engineering firm.
Oh, that's true. But England, St Andrews Golf Course. Oh no, that's
No, I'm
in,
good, mate.
That's in Scotland.
I will.
Did you
have
go
one.
to St Andrews?
Well, yeah,
I'm,
but
I'm very conscious of my
Oh,
enunciation now.
can I just say I wasn't allowed on the
Jeez,
tour?
no thanks.
I was in a wheelchair and I did not have a professional driver to wheel me on the path. And I'm like, did something happen here?
It's
She's
a
like,
very
yes.
old.
Something happened where someone fell out of the wheelchair and sued the course, and I wasn't allowed on in my crutches.
Well, that's what runs the world now.
So I sat in the clubhouse drinking St. Andrew's brew.
That's okay.
It was wonderful.
I
had
would much rather do
blankets.
that than golf.
Do you know what? I had blankets. I sat by the
Golf.
fire. I was drinking the brew from the area. Actually, then I said to the server, "Can I speak to your manager?"
Oh,
And
you
the
wanted to
manager came
compliment
over,
them.
and I said, "This is
Your
heaven."
service is shite.
No, I said, "This is heaven," and he said, "I'm so sorry about your leg." I said, "It's okay."
Did you tell him you should be? Because I was in here last night and this is where I fell.
But I
So
wasn't,
you can erase my bill for tonight. How's that? We'll call it even.
I wasn't allowed on the course unless I had a professional wheelchair
Driver.
pusher.
Professional wheelchair
someone who was
person.
licensed.
That's a profession?
I
Wheelchair
guess like a
pusher?
PSW.
Professional?
I guess like a PSW.
How about a porter? That's what they do.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Push baggage?
Oh,
No, it had to
I
be
meant a
like
hospital
PSW.
porter.
Had to be like a
I thought
PSW.
you meant like an airport porter
No.
shoving baggage
Anyway,
around.
so then when my parents went to England shortly after,
They broke their tibias as well?
no, but this woman, no, they were in the hotel lobby.
It just runs in the family.
Weak tibias.
Oh, where we go.
Gotta be working on
Not in the
that.
tibia. This woman, they had met this couple, from the same hotel or whatever, and she had stepped off the bus or the train wrong and fell on her
no.
face
Oh
and
my
broke some things.
God.
And then my mom was like, "Well, my daughter was here and she got a free wheelchair from the hotel." And then the hotel's like, "Oh yeah, we'll hook you up. We'll get you whatever you need." So
But don't go to St Andrews.
So your mom's
If
sticking
you
up
need
for
a
everybody. that's
professional
there.
wheelchair
My
pusher.
mom is
Yeah.
the looker outer.
She's
Are
looking
they
at
also
her.
known as a caddy? If you have to go to a golf course, you get caddy. There goes Karen again. Their
There.
own personal caddy.
There she goes. No, I didn't get to go on the tour. So that's Brent's, my husband's Instagram picture is
Karen,
Him
you
and
lying
the-
on your turtle?
him and the two kids at St. Andrews and not me.
I don't,
And
Alright, hang
that's-
on.
I don't
hang on a
think I've got
second.
your husband on Instagram. I'll have to add him.
And that's
I was
his
going to say
favorite
we have to fact
picture.
check that, but I guess you can't.
That's his favorite picture from Disney is him and the two kids without me because I was shopping at the time. So they got a secret picture by the
He's a
castle.
Smart man.
Secret picture.
Smart man. I really like your husband. He's a cool
I
guy.
ever made one
Why you just
mistake.
like his name?
Ah,
I only ever made one mistake. Right?
two Brents.
Lives with it forever.
There you go. There's the name of the next
Sure.
next episode.
Two Brents and a Karen?
Two Brents and a Karen.
Yeah,
I'm
I
already
don't.
following
Why are we
him.
getting
I'm
so
already
close to
following
such
him.
a
Oh,
weird,
okay.
a weird term there?
What, two Brents and a Karen?
Yeah.
I don't know that the one Brent can handle a Karen. You can, I don't. Well, not for long.
So the beginning of June marks the beginning of Pride Month.
Yes.
You guys have anything going on?
We guys have anything on during Pride?
You guys, like your group. I don't mean to say guys, but you know what I'm saying.
No, what are you saying?
It's awkward all of a sudden.
You made it awkward.
Yeah.
This is so awkward that I'm gonna open
Yeah, you-
another
you
Well,
drink.
Pride Month has different activities in different communities at different times of the month. And
Let me ask you this.
Stratford, we had the Pride Parade Sunday, June 2nd. Was that the day? So we gathered at the Tom Patterson and we heard some inspirational words. I know the mayor was there and some of the organizers. Unfortunately, I was too far back. I really couldn't hear a lot of the organizers. But I know watching the Pride Parade over the years here in Stratford, it certainly has grown. And so we had a really good march down the by the river and then up by Queen's Park, and they had Lower Queen's Park. They had amazing booths. You could buy different products. They had some
Did you say
jewelry.
booze or
Booths.
booths?
There was no booze. There was no booze.
No booze. Okay.
They had the local Pride organization was there giving out pins and stickers and flags, and they had some food trucks. It was a really, really good day. Really good
What's
day.
your involvement? Is this a community involvement, a personal interest?
A little bit of both, Martin. A little bit of both. Always interested in supporting and being an ally to LGBTQ two-spirit youth, especially since that's the line
Do
of
with a
work.
lot of that at work.
Since my line of work is supporting all youth. Back before COVID, I don't know what the stats would be now, but about 42% of homeless kids were LGBTQ.
Oh, really?
That high.
Yeah, very, very, very high.
Homeless as a result of? Or it's obviously not coincidence.
Because of
Because the
conflict at
family
home.
dynamics. Yeah.
Yep, conflict at home, going to a community, like leaving a home to go to a more accepting kind of community. So it's always been something I've always been an ally and supporter of in terms of trying to help youth make those connections with that
But
community.
a lot of the kids go to other communities to be accepted or go to other communities to escape not being accepted.
Both.
Yeah.
Both. Yep. And in a lot of communities or a lot of homes and religions and things, you just can't talk about that. and so then addictions come into play.
We have a very
or-
diverse religious.
Here
That's
in-
the word I'm looking for.
Here in Stratford.
No,
That's
in
what you're saying.
Canada. In
In
Canada,
Canada.
the
Yeah.
diversity of
Yeah.
race, religion, culture.
Absolutely.
You can see it. You know, a lot of the cultures here are very male centric as well. Very And again, there's a lot of learning to be done. I have to admit that I've had to learn. Like it's just not something we ever grew up with. So, and you don't want to be that dinosaur, that prehistoric person who doesn't get it. But yeah, I've always wondered, like with any kind of fringe thing. Well, it's not really fringe anymore, is it?
No, it's not.
Like the need for a march.
Was it
the
ever
need
really
to be
fringe though?
No, just I think it's just more open and
It
out
was
there
more-
anymore.
Not
more
as
open.
accepted, and now through learning and through, I think Canada is becoming a leader in this
I would say
area.
so.
I hope so.
I would say so.
That it's been,
Well,
with
Pride,
education comes
There's a lot of
acceptance.
ignorance. There's a
Yeah.
lot of ignorance. And like I
so
said,
Pride started given a specific area in Toronto's would be raided all the time, specifically targeting places that would embrace or allow for you to be open about your sexuality. And so it was kind of like not a backlash, but it was a, hey, you can't prosecute us for.
you say Pride started in Canada?
Well, the
Or
pride
just
that
kinda-
did start in
Okay.
Canada came from these raids on.
Because didn't like Howard
Establishments.
Milk start this in California, like in the I'm going to be say the
Yeah.
80s?
Yeah, he was very,
good movie called
instrumental.
Milk. If you
Yeah,
haven't seen it, yeah.
yeah.
I'm impressed, Martin. Very,
very
very
good.
good.
I think it was I want to say it was San Francisco.
So there were
Probably
some
would've been,
raids
yeah.
on the on these places or establishments that would allow for expression and wanting to be who you were with and celebrating that. And then this was so it started from a very negative space in terms of the prosecution that they were facing. And I think I know we celebrated at Pride. I'm an ally because of the work that I do. I'm also an ally because our daughter is gay, and she has been able to share that with us. And I just want her to be safe. And it was something empowering to be able to. This is our safe space. You only ever want your kids to be safe, right?
Yeah.
So it's that safety and that.
And do you find in
Acceptance.
a small town that, as good as that is, it also brings out the troglodytes for the anti that?
Well, there was.
I know when they
one-
painted the sidewalks in Stratford, there was that huge
Yeah,
opposition to
there
it,
was.
and quite.
But then there's
vociferous.
also a restaurant in town that was vandalized.
Yeah, because of that. Same
because
thing,
of that
yeah,
exact
yeah.
same thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's. I don't understand the mindset behind somebody so against that. It just doesn't. It baffles my mind.
In a lot of cases, I think it's fear of the unknown.
For
But
what?
no,
What
I
does it-
don't
what,
agree
What does
with
it care
that.
for them?
Well, this is the thing.
For these
It's
people that-
fear because it's different. It's fear because,
It's
well, what does
changed.
that mean for
Well,
me?
it goes back to education. They
Yeah.
don't. They don't understand.
And
maybe.
a fear of, well, then I have to give up something of mine. And that's not what this is about at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that fear that will always generate hate,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what is the issue.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's most upsetting.
I think we're lucky in Stratford. I mean, it's a small, obviously, microcosm of Canada, but I think Stratford seems to be on the forefront of these sort of issues. I don't know what your opinion is. I mean, I'm seeing it from my point of view, but
I think the flavor of Stratford with the amount of influence. We are a cultural community.
Mhm.
We are a spot where different countries and different people from all walks of life like to come to.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, I would still say there are a lot, based on my experience and my opinion, I don't have any facts to back it up, but in any community where you think you're making progress, there is still going to be.
Oh yeah, you'll always have that.
You're still, you're going to have
Yeah,
a
that
lot of
little-
young people who
that
are
little
afraid.
contingent of group that, well, like I said earlier, to me it's about it's the fear of change. Even, like, take out what we're talking about right now. People don't like change. Period.
I
So
don't think
you-
it's changed though, is
It's
it?
the
Like I mean, it's always
unknown.
been there.
It is to
It's always been.
but it is to them though. How do I word this properly? You just have to. I'm gonna say this wrong, no matter how I say it.
well, then.
Well, say it and then I'll correct you.
Thank you, Karen.
Yeah, I bet you say that to your husband a lot. Say what you want to say, honey,
And
and
then
then
I'll
I'll
make it
correct
right.
you, and then I'll tell you where you're wrong.
It's fear. It's. I think you both are saying it's fear, whether it be change or of
Well, that's what it is.
something's
It's the
going to have
fear
to
of
shift
change.
in my world.
Right.
And I know you're saying no, it doesn't impact other people's worlds because it really doesn't. It's that fear of what's going to happen to me.
You think so?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. What's going to happen? What are my rights going to be if these people get equal rights and that group gets equal
I've
rights?
never
and-
understood
and
that
this
that
is-
need, like, well, you know, you talk about work benefits and health benefits and death benefits, and no, you can't have a same-sex partner as for your health benefits or your death benefits. Why not? That's the person you live with.
Oh,
that's,
I agree with you
know.
100%, Martin. But I
Never
think,
understood that, but I think the
Yeah.
insurance companies run the world. That's my big statement for today. The insurance
Yeah.
company, I think they do. I think they
But that-
basically.
But that doesn't change anything, though. A partner's a partner.
Yeah, but it isn't in like a lot of these rules. It's not, and that was the thing I think they were fighting for. And
Yes.
same with marriage, right? Who cares? But I think the reason, so because everybody's so opposed to it, everybody overcorrects, and they're like anti. It's like instead of just say leave it alone, just let it be. Why do you have to be anti?
Yeah, I don't.
But it was a wonderful event. Hats off to the people who organized it. The vendors there were amazing. We had a really, really good time. Yeah, it was really, really fun.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Really fun and safe.
Well, I
And
would
that's
say,
at the end of the day.
yeah, I mean, your daughter's really lucky to have a great support system around her and a good social circles and good friends. So
Yeah.
it's important.
Now here she's going to England.
She
yeah, so,
is.
So now you have a
going to
free place to stay
In England.
in England.
at Mr. Butler's house.
Oh, sure.
Birmingham.
You're going nowhere near that. You're going nowhere near it.
Get to use the Acorn stair lift.
No,
I'm
she's
surprised you
going to-
haven't got an acorn stair lift in your house because of your weak tibias.
We
Yeah, you
moved
should.
to a bungalow because of
Oh,
my weak
that's
tibia
why you
Still
moved
gotta
to
go
a
downstairs
bungalow.
though.
Why?
Oh, okay.
Why do I
You
have
got a
to go
basement,
downstairs?
haven't you? Don't you have an
I
acorn
don't have
stair?
to go down there.
Oh, is that
That's
where your
where
husband
they-
goes?
That's where the
I love
kids
my-
are.
I
That
love
would be
my
perfect.
basement.
That's a
That's
great
where all
idea.
the Foo
Love my
Fighter
ba-
posters
So
are.
if you've got a basement and you never go down there, oh, he
Rarely.
must be happy.
Well, the
Pig
beer
in
fridge is
shit.
down there.
The what? The beer
The beer
fridge?
fridge is down there, so we have to move that.
So he
up
can
to
hide
the
from you down
garage.
there.
Can you just throw it upstairs there?
He has to hide it way better than in the beer fridge.
So you
Martin.
do go down to the basement
every once
when
in
you
a
need
while
a beer.
to the beer fridge.
When you
but
want to take one out of a 6-pack.
out of his favorite collection, yes. I
Yeah.
do
So he
sniff
comes
it
to
out.
he comes to his friend's house with a
with
5-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I did
nice-
tell
nice
him,
touch.
Martin. I did tell him I was having the yellow one.
That's how you judge the beers that you like, the colour of the can.
No,
The yellow one.
no, that's just the only one I liked.
What's your favourite beer, Karen?
My favorite beer.
You like beer, don't you? You're a beer
Love
drinking
beer.
woman. You're
Love
a beer
beer.
drinking woman.
Love beer.
You don't like wine, do you? Oh, no.
No, I don't drink wine.
No.
No, you're a
No.
beer drinking woman.
Yeah. I like Waterloo Craft Lager.
Hmm.
I like the lagers. I like Flywheel. I like that Frank.
That the flywheel one is
Flywheel's good.
absolutely the best. You know, I try and beat you to soul because I know when you've been there.
Oh yeah, because
So
there's
the
no more
Flywheels- You
Flywheels.
they're all
Clean them out.
All the flywheels
They
gone.
changed their cans. Yeah.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah. I
It's a
do
good
like
post-workout beer.
I actually heard that they changed the cans because of you.
because of me.
yeah,
Oh.
because everyone's complaining that you're getting there and wiping them out. Change the cans, give everybody a chance
Disguise
to
them.
Dis-
these-
just
yeah.
distract me for a bit. I also like the
You like the Waterloo one, don't you? Waterloo.
yeah, the Waterloo Craft. I already said that one.
Oh,
I like.
I don't think you've
the-
met one you didn't like.
No, there's.
Tell me-
I've
tell
never,
me-
I've
tell me
never
which
met
one-
a
tell me
beer that
which one you
Karen
don't
didn't
There
like.
was one that we threw out when we were doing that.
The naughty neighbour.
Naughty neighbor.
Naughty neighbour is
Oh, the
vile.
naughty
that was
neighbor
the
is
worst.
vile. Great name.
Great can.
Yeah.
Great
Nah.
name.
Well, that's where they get you.
Yeah.
Some of the
I-
collective arts, I'm not a fan of.
They're nice. The
You
collective
like
arts,
one
the
of those
sours.
today, the
I
sour.
do like the
Collective
Black
ar-
Donnellys. I like a
That
lot.
is a nice, yeah. That sounds
That's
fine.
the only dark beer I like. Is the
Sorry,
Black Donnellys.
Just to
dark
go back to the naughty neighbor, I do have I have a quick story about that.
beer. About a naughty neighbor.
the beer.
Ooh, Brent?
Well, it does. It does include Brent,
Okay.
but
Is this when the cops showed up?
no.
Okay.
So
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Well, that was naughty.
You're making me sound like
No, to Ian's house. Remember the
Cops.
cops came and they're like, "Who's the owner?" And he points out,
Oh
his
yeah.
wife. She is.
What was
Well,
that? What was that all about? Why
I
were the
wasn't
police
wrong.
here?
oh, because the music was too loud.
Because
You animal.
and the cops came.
think-
No, you were here. The
Yeah.
cops
No,
came and said,
I'd left.
He
What?
buggered off right
Oh,
before
I'd
they
left.
showed up. He's probably the guy that called.
"He's the one who."
I can't sleep.
the Irish goodbye.
The cops came and said, "Which neighbor did you not invite to your party?" Because I think they're the ones who called. Yeah. Anyway, you were saying.
Yeah. So a friend of mine, Tom, we were in
No, it's the
Ottawa.
paramedics to get to the other neighbours
No, that's
when
true.
his back
yeah.
goes. Mm.
I can't move.
My back.
So
How
anyways,
did this become a? Holy smokes!
so
Hey, I've had more paramedics coming for me than you did.
you wish.
Yeah, but you like it when they come.
I have.
Yeah,
That's
you
a
call them
fake
every
injury
week
for
just
them.
for
Yeah.
just for
My-
company.
She fakes injury for
For
the
my
firefighter.
allergy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where's-
another
where's-
allergic reaction.
fireman came
Can
the
you
last
send the
time.
hot one?
Yeah, that's exactly.
No
it.
shirts this time, just like last time.
Just as
Bunker gear
overalls.
only.
Okay, so I'm in Ottawa.
Come back to the
And-
garlic allergy in a minute.
We so I'm in Ottawa with a buddy, and we're going through the menu, and like, oh, naughty neighbor, we'll get 2 of those. Waitress brings them over. We take a sip. We look at each other, slide them back across the table, and we go, "We'll pay for these, but we would like something else." She goes, "Oh, you don't like them? No, it's shit." So fast forward a couple months, Brent here goes, "Oh, there's this new beer. It's great. I've tried it. It's great." I go, "It's shit." He goes, No, it's good." He opens it up, takes a sip. "Oh, it's shit." I go, "Yeah, cool. You haven't tried this before. You're trying to pawn it off on somebody else."
Yeah, that's what happened. He got it for his birthday, probably.
But we keep buying them though.
Right?
We keep buying them, and they're mysteriously ending up in
We
the
had
back
a
of
we had
someone's
a
fridge.
we had a can that ended up in your neighbour's fridge to see who would actually who was so desperate
Who would actually
they
drink
would
it?
actually drink it
I
because
know
there's
the beer
nothing
we
left.
threw out.
And he drank it.
It was
Did I?
the
You drank it.
Descendants.
Well, it ended
I'll
up
drink
in the
anything,
fridge
yeah.
at one point.
Yeah, we threw out the Descendants. That was bad. Did not like that beer.
So garlic.
Yeah, garlic. Thank God it's not in beer. I'm sure
How
there
did
are
you-
some garlic beers.
So-
I'm sure there are some
Yeah.
garlic
As I was
beers.
saying to your husband as we loaded the garlic onto our steaks tonight.
He would have loved that.
We did. We
no
just
kissing your
poured that
husband
shit
tonight.
on.
Oh,
No
okay.
kissing.
So it's different than what night?
No relations.
We've been married 30 years. There ain't no kissing.
What?
Oh,
I've
here.
been married 35. Of course there's
back, he's
kissing.
back.
Here it goes. Here it
Of
goes.
course there's kissing. We're 35 this year. You're just kids.
Yeah, we are
So
kids.
yeah, so I know the garlic allergy thing because Ryan was diagnosed
he
with
had
garlic
that
allergy.
as a
Yeah,
little
we found
guy,
out when
right?
he was in daycare,
Yeah.
and this was like more than 25 years ago.
But he wasn't anaphylactic, though.
Not anaphylactic to it, no.
Yeah.
But you are.
Yes.
He's anaphylactic to nuts, but not to
Not to
garlic.
garlic.
That's pretty. I don't think people really realize what anaphylaxis looks like until they've seen it.
Yes,
Up
like my
close
mother,
and
for
personal.
example.
Yeah.
My mother did not know what anaphylactic meant.
Well,
Was she fed garlic?
well, the
At
first
Easter
time
dinner.
you found out, well, I think we were at a local
Yes,
restaurant here
we
in
were.
town,
We were.
and I think the four of us were at a restaurant and a glass of wine, and then we're having, I think it was pizza, maybe it was garlic.
I had some pasta with garlic in it.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you just felt just not well.
I was
and,
coughing, very
yeah.
respiratory. Yeah. I said, I think it's the garlic. Because my mom never cooked with garlic. She salt and pepper, and if you were lucky,
yeah.
a yellow cooking onion, like for flavor. There was no, like.
But-
That's when you get
I mean,
exotic. You
like-
throw a
like-
yellow onion in.
yeah, right? There's no, like,
So let's go back a bit here. 'cause
real garlic.
I don't think anybody else knows that this was not an issue that you had before.
Correct.
Right. So this is something that's just recent in the
You
last
develop allergies.
5 or 6 years. Oh, for sure. But
I think
Some people do, some people
I
don't.
would say about 8 or 9 years
8 or
ago
9?
we were having that dinner, maybe even a little longer.
Has it
'Cause
been
that
that
was
long?
really the first reaction I had, and it
Seems
was
a
the
long
real
time ago.
garlic, but it was respiratory. And then I'm like, I think it's the garlic. And then I kind of avoided it if like it called for like a chicken garlic. Like if garlic was in the title, I stayed away from it. And then we were camping, and my uncle
Oh, yeah,
would
we got
harvest
camping.
garlic, and then he had it roasting on a barbecue, and it happened again.
I really want to hear about your camping stories.
Oh God, no!
Like I like.
And then I'm like, it feels like it's garlic, and then yes, it is. I'm roasting. So the more allergy reactions you have, the more sensitive. So I could always eat like garlic powder, garlic salt, anything in sauces or that kind of thing. But now I can't have
Your
garlic.
husband
in
must be just
anything.
eating dry food.
No.
And is it an airborne thing as well? Or
It-
just.
if it's hot. So there must be something when you cook garlic. So if it's in a fajita and really hot, or it's cooking and it's
Well, that makes
in
sense
the
because
air,
it goes into an evaporation, and all of a sudden you're.
there's something when it
Thanks,
cooks
doctor.
Bit of a science lesson now
it
too.
Yeah,
releases
Dr.
something.
McLeod here.
just
Yeah.
throwing it out.
Shannon's girlfriend knows. She's told us.
Hey, take it easy over there.
Yeah,
baby.
so just carry
Hey.
on. And we're all just going to go in the house. You just want to carry on
Yeah,
talking
just
about
keep
that?
talking about science.
About girl, I don't know anything about science. I just know it's. So today at my massage, for example, she's beside the Indian place, and I had to run out because they were. It's when it's hot, it's airborne.
You're still
Anywho, how about
alive.
them Leafs?
We love you.
Anywho, I am.
So I really want to hear. I'll have the end.
What?
I really
You
want to hear.
asked.
No,
Yeah, but I
like,
mean, we didn't want to make an episode of it.
no,
you know.
like so.
Let's not make it all about
Tell
you.
me your camping style. Where
Camping style.
Does it have wheels on
there's-
your tent?
It's called
Oh, now I know.
glamping.
it's called.
Alright,
all
the
it
wheels
is.
on it?
Glamping. I
that
don't
doesn't
really
count.
camp. I'm not going to pay that much money to pretend I'm homeless. It's called glamping. So it
You're not
is.
pretending you're homeless.
Uh,
There's a lot to be said for camping. You turned me on to camping.
yeah, no, we are in.
There are a
I'm
lot-
talking. Like,
there
yeah,
are a
you,
lot
you
of people
can't
that
say
say
the
that.
Pineries is camping. Well, I guess you,
Oh,
you
we
could argue.
are one step ahead of
You
that.
could argue it's camping, but I mean, when
no
you go into
camping.
Algonquin Park and there's no cell phone reception, you're not exactly living off
Well,
the land
yeah.
because it's all in a barrel. You take it in with you. But I
Well,
mean,
that's fun for some people. That's
like,
great.
except
There's different levels for everybody. So I mean, like what
Yeah.
you're saying about the camping, say like around here, that's not camping. Someone else that goes to Algonquin.
it's
and
camping
says,
if you're in a
"And-
tent. To me,
Right.
my definition of camping,
Yeah.
you're in a tent. You're not in a you're not in a luxury
You're not in
trailer.
yeah, with running water. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
no,
Like that is
somewhere to
not
poop.
camping. I don't know. I remember when we used
When
to,
you lived
when
in
I
a
used to
box.
coach soccer and your son used to play. We used to always made
would
sure
schedule.
we made
Yep.
sure there was a soccer tournament on camping weekend.
Yeah. So, but that is not because
Always.
of our accommodation. That's because I was there with my extended family.
Oh, okay. This is good.
Now
that
there's
is- okay.
about.
Here we
What does that
go.
include?
Here we
That
go.
includes well, it used to include my grandma before she passed.
She went camping with you?
Oh yeah,
Oh, good for her.
yeah. I forget how old she was. Well, it was like a Northland or whatever, but no, she came. So it's my mom's side of the family, and I think this year we had 55.
Oh wow.
Yep.
55 what?
People.
So that's not camping.
We have all these sites
Camping
together.
is like nobody around. To me, it's
Yeah.
like you have
Isolation.
nobody.
Isolation.
I don't want to hear.
You're
I don't want to hear about
missing-
anything. I don't want to talk to anybody.
It sounds like
Leave me alone.
you sound like settlers. Like
But
just
you're
going
missing
from
the word
You know what?
family.
like Midwest settlers in the US in
Family
the,
camping.
was it
Absolutely.
20s.
Ride your horse in, sort of thing. Like
We all felt the same way when we were trying to sleep. We could only hear you snore. We didn't want to hear anybody else either.
Settlers.
that's. Hey,
Although
I'm protecting you guys.
So I need to say, this is the side of the family that has sleep apnea. So I am one of like
Has the
8
what?
people who have a sleep
apnea.
machine.
You all have sleep apnea? Oh my god.
all 50.
Oh,
But we have hydro
that sounds
at
like
our
hell
site.
on wheels.
Martin, we all have sites with hydro. So we all have our machines.
You've all got
on.
sleep
imagine?
apnea?
Seriously?
Oh,
Imagine,
wow.
like a fucking 50 Darth Vaders. sitting in the fucking-
And
Darth
it's
Vader's
so
camping.
quiet. It's so quiet.
am your mother.
I am your camp instructor.
am your aunt.
You're
So
missing.
you're all sucking on CPAP machines all night?
Yeah, and
The
it's
hydro meter must be going.
yeah. And then the hydro goes out, and we all are like. No. It's great that we all bring them out in the morning. We compare styles.
who died the
we
most?
compare straps.
How
we
many
compare
times did you
pumps.
die last night?
like straps. Oh, straps for your.
Well, some
Strap-
of
strap
us have
what?
old
What kind of strap?
machines. Some of
Do you
us
compare
have new
statistics in the
machines.
morning?
You gotta strap that
Do you?
thing on your face.
How many times
Your
did you
face.
die, Auntie Doris? Oh, just 57 times? How many times did you die?
Is this just
I
your way
didn't
to
breathe
get
for
more
3 minutes
paramedics
last
and
night.
firemen? towards you?
Well, true enough.
My Apple Watch
But
says-
actually, it's one of my cousins who's also allergic to garlic, so her and I hang
Oh
out
my,
together.
what a family.
I know.
What a family
and this
gathering
is why
that must be.
this is why he leaves.
Oh, I don't blame
So-
I
you.
don't blame him at all.
And also,
Did he know this when he married into you? That
no,
you
he
Like,
should
holy-
have done
you
more
all had
research.
CPAP.
Holy.
This is what he says all the
We're gonna
time.
go
My
camping.
husband says all the time, I should have done more research. And then my cousins, they married wonderful guys, and they're like,
So did you.
I should have listened
did
to
you.
Brent. I should have done more research. You guys are screwy. Yeah, they should have done
Well,
more
research
research.
into what?
Like our CPAP issues, for example, the family
Genetics.
dynamics, the whole whatever. But you're missing the point. It's not that we're camping; it's that it's family camping. So
That
instead
is
of
a funny image.
Like
though.
a dysfunctional
okay, but I
family.
need to say
Yeah.
instead of spending like 2 hours maybe at Christmas together once a year, we spend
Oh, I get that.
days
I get the
with
whole
each other.
reason for being there.
Yeah,
That's a
and
great occasion.
It's wonderful.
Days.
We have so much fun, and then
At least
it's-
Christmas is over in about 5
Yeah,
hours.
Yeah.
like we can clean up and go home.
Yeah.
Can you
No,
imagine
it's
walking
fun.
through that campsite and seeing like the
Yeah.
glow from inside all the tents? You see this fucking hose sticking up from everywhere. It's like,
Exactly. There is no SEX.
It's quite.
no
You should
smoking.
have. You should have walked through when we didn't have the CPAP machines.
How do you have
Oh.
sex with the CPAP machine on it anyway?
You don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
here,
Well,
hold
those-
this,
I
I'm
guess
going in.
I guess your husband should have done his research.
How
Poor
about those
Brent.
J's?
Poor Brent. Yeah.
Should have done more research. Oh, we're an interesting bunch, but you know what? Your family's your family, and we're just so happy to be
Choose your
together.
friends.
Yeah. And a lot of our family, my cousins say all the time, we are lucky to have friends who are like family and family who are like friends.
And on that note, I want to thank everybody for coming. Karen, thank you for showing up.
Thanks for having me, Ian.
Brent, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me at Garage 33.
Chief Marty, I want
Thanks
to
for
thank you.
having me again.
And as Dave Grohl would say,
Everlong.
Everlong.